Hello, everybody, and welcome to the reflections of a former practicing Sangoma. And guys, in today's excerpt, I wanted us to discuss the prophets or the mediums, as they are popularly known. When I talk about the mediums or the prophets, I mean the spiritually gifted people that are wearing duster coats and ispiga. I've attached pictures of ispiga because I tried to look for the English translation of the word and I can't find it. But I have got pictures of ispiga so that you can understand what it is that I'm referring to. Okay? A lot of people think that it is safer to visit mediums or prophets because they are not sangomas, because they are not throwing bones, because they are not using muti, and because a lot of the prophets will tell you that they use water for everything, they only use water and candles for everything. And you would therefore assume that, okay, so this then means that the practices are aligned to God. But unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that a lot of sangomas also function as prophets, right? Some prophets don't function as sangomas and some sangomas don't function as prophets, but most of the time, the two things overlap. So the sangomas on one sphere will be practicing as a sangoma, and on the other sphere will be practicing as a prophet medium. Okay? And yes, the prophets are not throwing bones, but they are reading you using water. And how are they able to read you using water? Where does this power come from? When you go and you see a prophet, they will tell you that they need to take you to the river or they need to take you to the ocean to perform a cleansing. If they identify you to be a person who has a spiritual gift, or if you yourself are of the opinion that you are having a spiritual calling, then the prophet or the medium will then take you to a large body of water. It will usually be a waterfall or an ocean or maybe both. Okay. And my question to you would then be, what do you think you're doing at the ocean with the prophet or the medium? Because usually when we take people to the ocean or to the waterfall, especially if it's a person who has a spiritual calling, a person who has a spiritual calling, you'll often hear them saying they have istunya samanzi, right? So now I cannot translate that. It's the water spirit, istunya samanzi. And they need to go and uplift the spirit either at the ocean or at the waterfall. Okay. And when we get there, we perform rituals, we burn candles, we do all of these things. But most of these things are being done at night. They're either being done at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, or they're being done in the early hours of the morning. And the reason why a lot of these rituals need to be done in the dark of the night is because we are introducing you, or you are being introduced to marine animals or marine spirits, right? And if you would see the creature during the day, you would obviously run away. That's the first thing. And two, if the creature would appear during the day when people are around, it would obviously create havoc. So that is why these rituals need to be done in the dark of night. Okay. Secondly, the prophets and the mediums give you iswasho. They will give you iswasho. Iswasho is salt. It's a salt-based solution, but it appears, it comes in a grain form. All right. And they will tell you how to use it. And the way iswasho is used is very similar to the way you would use muti, right? And a lot of the iswashos, their names, right, are the names of muti. So I'll give you an example. There is a plant or a tree called Vuluk Valley, which directly means open while closed. And there is a iswasho for the same thing called Vuluk Valley. Where do you think that Isiwasho comes from? Because that Isiwasho is made from the muti or the tree. So it's just a different appearance or a different packaging of the same thing. So what am I saying? Don't think just because you're going to a prophet, now you are aligned to God. You are not aligned to God. We are introducing you. They're literally introducing you. I remember the first time when I went to the water to Pagamisis Tunyasa. The first time I visited, it was an ocean. And I spent 7 days there, right? So, but the first time I went there, it was in the early hours of a Saturday morning. And the Sunday night, I remember distinctly having a vision of the body of water coming up, presenting itself to me as so as to show me that it has the face of a woman, right? So it was literally the day after. And then I remember during that week, we would be going to the ocean and going to the waterfall literally every day. And then there was a day when during the day, I went to the ocean by myself. I sat on the rocks and I spoke to the ancestors. And then subsequently, when I came back from there, I had another vision of the rock. The rock was lifting itself out so as to show me that this is me. So it was in the face of a man. And at the time when I spoke to my spiritual leader about it, because I was still new to these things, I was like, I saw the face of a woman and then I'm seeing the face of a man. And he said to me, no, it's your ancestors. Your ancestors are revealing themselves to you and they are acknowledging the work that you are currently doing when you are now uplifting this water spirit. Pagamisi is two months. And I accepted it, right? It made sense. But much later on, this is years now when I've been practicing as a Sangoma and as a prophet. This same spiritual leader of mine. So throughout my journey, and I don't think I've actually ever said this, I had 3 gobelas. So I had 3 spiritual leaders throughout my journey. And if you know anything about being a Sangoma, you will understand that certain sangomas can only help you with certain things, and there are certain things that one cannot do and you will need to go to another one. So I then functioned under 3 sangomas. So when I tell you these stories, they're not necessarily attached to one spiritual leader. It's attached to my experiences. So anyway, be that as it may, towards the end of my journey, when I'm now being introduced or being told the truth that we are functioning with marine spirits. The dreams started with me seeing other prophets, including my spiritual leader, with a tail. So he would look like a mermaid. And I would enter these spaces, and the other prophets that I knew that knew me as well would all be presented to me in the dream as mermaids. And then I would be instructed that I need to do this next step so that I can then also obtain this tail. And this is when I was like, no. I then went back to my spiritual leader in real life now, explained the dreams to him that I'm not going to be participating in this. What is happening? Why am I seeing you with a tail? And then this led to our fallout, I guess. But what I'm trying to explain to you is this. Sangomas, mediums, prophets, what I'm explaining to you is, what's that Whitney Houston song? Same script, different cast. It's the same thing. We're doing the same thing. Iswasha is just as good as Muti. Don't think because you are using Iswasha and you're not using Muti that you are doing the things of God. You are not. Iswasho is just as bad. Iswasho is muti. Where do you think the Iswasho comes from? What do you think it's made of? It's muti. If you go to a muti shop right now, any muti shop, they sell the herbs, the roots, and the leaves. So it appears in muti form. They sell it in that form, But they also sell the isiwasho in the same shop. So why would you think that the isiwasho is safe, but the muti is not safe? The sangomas, the prophets, the mediums, the psychics, the tarot card readers, we all fall under the same umbrella. I myself, as a sangoma, I was doing tarot read. I was reading tarot cards. I could, because now the spirits can just add on to you because you've initiated into this thing. They can give you the ability to. In fact, the tarot cards, when you purchase them, they come with a book, right? And if you've been practicing in these things, or you understand the spirituality level on the evil side of things, the tarot cards make complete sense to you. It's not even hard for it to make sense to you. So I could read you with tarot cards. I could read you with water. I could throw the bones. I could even sit down and write down. I'm sure you've heard about automatic writing, where you sit and then the pen and your hand starts moving and you start writing. This was my method of preference in doing consultations, because people would be mesmerized by this and they would tell each other about it, and I would get a lot of clients as a result of it. Where you engage in automatic writing, I could do that. I could do automatic writing. Automatic writing was my preferred method of consultation. But like I'm saying, I could do all of those things from initiating as a sangoma. Then I could absorb all of the other knowledge. Do you understand? It was me being initiated as a sangoma was the doorway for everything else to follow. What I'm saying is that stop differentiating between sangomas and prophets and mediums. It's the same thing. Those guys that are taking you to the ocean in the middle of the night to cleanse you of your abortion, to cleanse you of the negative energy or of the aura, to realign you to your ancestors. That's not what's happening over there. They are introducing you to the marine world and therefore committing you to the marine world. You are part of it and you don't even know that you are a part of it, because this person doesn't walk around with beads, because this person wears a duster coat and he's piga, and they take you to the water, and you've never seen muti, you've never seen bones, you've never seen anything sinister, so you therefore think that everything is above board. I'm here to shake you up. It's not above board. It's all under the same umbrella. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to say thank you very much for the support. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. And the channel is growing, so I just wanted to thank you guys so much for your support. And I would also request that we extend kindness when we are commenting, especially to people who are leaving comments that are contrary to the topic. I welcome every kind of comment. And when you respond to people who are of a different opinion, can we please just exercise kindness? And also, we must remember that we are not all at the same place in our spiritual journey. Some people, these vlogs will only be the planting of the seed for them. And then maybe they'll hear somebody else's testimony, and then that will then result in the watering of the seed. So when we respond, can we please respond to each other with respect and kindness, and acknowledging and also understanding that everybody is at a different stage in their spiritual path. And then, yeah, thank you guys very, very much for your support. Thank you for your prayers. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.